Say hi. Hey, can you hear me, Comedy?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Apparently, the festivity has most of our primetime so panelists still out here enjoying their Christmas. Go visit Live Presley. But yeah, so we are now live in studio. No, Presley is fine. It's fine. Let's be like that. We're now live in studio, and this is the opportunity to. I'm just going to share the link via the Facebook page, but I know we are currently right now live. And the good news is, my man, hopefully by May, January 2026, we will have then have the ability to go live on Facebook. So we just have to. But how was it launching, my man? You guys didn't give us update on how it go.
Yeah, the launch was okay. We went in by Sunday and then we did the launch on Monday in Spain, the township of Spain. So the launch was done in collaboration with the Franklin Quadot Humanitarian Foundation.
Okay.
So we work with his team to do the launch in Spain, and then there was some donation in the other of the people, the traditional people, grand elders, the youth, the women, and then they wholeheartedly welcome the idea of the TV, the Central TV. But before going for the launch in Spain, Monday morning we appeared on Radio Kekema, the co-host, says Vivian and myself we appeared, and then we explained about the TV, and then people called and from across NIMAD to express their excitement on the initiative, and they welcome it wholeheartedly. But it was good. All in all, it was good. It was great. We have a great time with the traditional people and the young people of Spain Township. But we stopped in Sokopa. Sokopa is the first time in the district, and also it's the first time in the market. As soon as we cross the welcome gate, where the people came and welcome us, and they welcome us, traditional and the normal traditional thing they do, and welcome. And then when we Spain, also they call our presented. Yeah, it was great. All in all.
Yeah, that's really massive. That's some real good news. So to our viewers, we are anticipating by May January we'll have the opportunity to then be live on Facebook where we will be bringing you premier conversations. Comedy is in Liberia. There he will run the youth angle of the show from that end. So yeah, so just keep following us. Yeah, come here. I think it's just you and I today. However, we can still have a show. I send the link to the guys too, so I think they will, if they have time to join, they cannot join. If not, we understand. It's post Christmas. How was the celebration, my man?
Yeah, the Christmas it was there. I can say quietly, but so on yesterday the family came out at my house, and all of the family they came out, and then we had a lovely time together. Our normal traditional food on the market day, we had a GB, and it was the first thing, and then we had a rest. But it was great for my end. I didn't go out anyway. I didn't. I stayed. I spent a whole day at home because the family were all at my house. So our home all day on Christmas Day. But it was great, and we had fun, and share old memories, way back conversation, and it was great for my end.
Yeah, I was kind of down. I was kind of down with the with the cold and the flu here. It's the cold and the flu season, so I was kind of battling the cold and the flu. Yeah, come here. So officially now we have gone 5 minutes into the time, but now I'm going to turn your show over to you because you are the one hosting it for today. So back to you, Chief.
Okay, so yeah, thank you again. We look forward to a wonderful time spent tonight. Central TV Youth Panel Discussion, another edition on to date Friday. Welcome you all to the show. So we'll start introduction. We'll start with you, Leon, and you can start by how was the Christmas? How you spent the season and yesterday. Then they introduce yourself also.
Yeah, so for me it was I want to again wish all of our viewers and supporters out there, want to wish you all Merry Christmas. Another Christmas over, and as we look forward to a new year, we anticipate a lot of great things. So for me, it was just a time to reflect about what have happened 2024 Christmas, 2025 Christmas. I was kind of battling health, right? Because I was feeling a little feverish here and there. But at the end of the day, normally in America here, one of our church big, she was born on Christmas Day. So in doing that, she every Christmas she celebrates her Christmas, her birthday with Christmas Day, and then the people around the Liberian community here go there and celebrate with her. So we went there, we celebrated with her, which was good. Yeah, so and then what we're looking forward towards the new year. We're looking forward towards the new year, and I hope, I know we'll discuss it. If that's a good idea for us to have uh maybe like a New Year's episode of the panel of the panel, maybe before or during watch or after watching it, just to kind of and look at our plan for the year. But that's how the Christmas went, Comer.
Yeah, that's good. Josephus, if you can get us, you can just come in. How was the Christmas from your end?
Man, the Christmas went by, was good. We pray God we were able to see that day and we were able to celebrate with our families, friends, and loved ones around the world.
Okay, great. We'll just start with you again, Josephus. That be that. Give all your experience from the launch. The Central TV launch in Nimakande Township to be exhibit. How was it like? Can you share your experience with us?
Yeah, the Central TV launch in Nima was a very great one, a exciting one, something that we didn't expect to go that kind of a way. The formality was so amazing that to the extent that I couldn't believe. But just to break you down, Central TV is going to do well in Liberia. And as we launch the Central TV in Nima this content, you could see a lot of people. I mean, I be familiar in some villages, along the Nima County Highway and, and other things. But it was actually great. It was actually great. Yeah, it was actually great. And I pray that we do the same launch in all of the counties in Liberia so that we can be able to go worldwide. Yeah, but it was great actually.
Okay, so just before we get jump started with the topics we have lined up for tonight. Um, all the young people we met, there was this guy who said he worked with, the district 8 in Nimakane do have, they used to have radio station, two radio station, but they say it's down. So there's this young guy who used to work with a radio station in after the program, he came to me express your interest in working with Central TV. And I took a contact, I said we'll be in touch. And a lot of young people, even when we appear on Kekeman, the young generation are asking about how can young people from NEMAT appear on the show, be form part of the panel discussion, and I show them that as time go by, and we try to include them. So all in all, NEMAT was great. We had a fun. We launched a TV. All thanks to our host, Mommy Ferniga Grams, for the time, for the other initiative. All things also go out to the Franklin Quadro humanitarian group that hosted us in my country for the time we spent to launch the TV. So yeah, thank you. We can just jumpstart the conversation. So as the last week, we didn't discuss one of our topic, and we'll start from there tonight. Um, Mental health as a national priority. Somebody, so mental health as a national priority. So we will start with this tonight. So Leon, how do you see it? What's your take on mental health issue in the society? How do it affect young people? How to national government take as a priority? Civil society and other people in the society look at mental health issue and your personal and perspective with mental health issue in the society.
Yeah. Thank you, Comrade D. So for me, I'm one of the few I'm one of the few people in the world who is very passionate when it comes to mental health, right? Because as a student nurse, I'm trying to be a mental health nurse, right? And I always look at mental health at a very large scale, right? I know now we are limiting it to Liberia, but mental health, comrade, is very important, right? In the sense that you never know what people is going through until you actually understand what is happening with them, right? There has been a lot of time, a lot of situations where uh issues could have been avoided, right? Actions could have been taken because of the person's mental health. Now when you look at Liberia, right, some of our brothers and sisters who are disadvantaged, right? Who are at the disadvantage as we refer to them, majority of them are facing mental health challenge, right? And that alone on its own is very, 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 very important. Now, if we look at our society as a whole, there are a lot of people who have gone through a lot of stuff that led to them having mental breakdown. If we look at the let's take for instance, right? We live in a day and time where our young females are being raped, right? Our young sisters are being raped. Now that on its own is very mental, right? They will have to process that a lot. So if we as people not are not looking at these things and knowing that it is very, very harmful to the society and to the world, it become a national problem. So what we expect the government to do, well, it may not be now, but in a very long run, is to prioritize the issue of mental health. And a lot of this, there are a lot of youth organizations around the country who are now, doing mental health awareness day, just something to clear their mind. But mental health, comrade, is very deadly, right? If someone has a mental health, right? If care is not taken, sometimes these things leads to suicide, them taking their life away because they feel like they're going through a lot. They're going through a lot, and all they need is somebody to talk to. They need somebody to lend them a helping hand, right? Someone to lend them their ears. But if we are not lending them our ears as young people, if we're not lending our ears as a nation, then it becomes a big problem. So what we can do, or what the government of Liberia can do, right, is to prioritize mental health. Look at these facilities like the JFK, like the Catholic Hospital. Are there psychiatric wards? Are there psychiatric doctors? Are there mental health nurses in the country who can look at these things and fix it? Because if we don't fix it today, it's going to affect us in a very long run. So I think mental health should not be overlooked. It should be taken very seriously because people are losing their lives out here because of mental breakdown. People are losing their lives out here because nobody is there to listen to them. But if we as young people can listen to them and help them, I think we can save a lot of people from doing the unthinkable. So for me, in my personal opinion, I think we have to prioritize mental health, look at it from all angles, from mental health doesn't have age range, right? From young age all the way down to how old you can be. Once you see any sign and symptom of mental health, we have to often do more mental health awareness, more mental health situational awareness in the country. Teach mental health to people. Let them understand that it's okay to feel what you are feeling now. People are here to listen to you. Give them that encouragement, like, hey, you're not alone in this struggle, and we can always work with you. So I think mental health is very, very important, and we have to prioritize it.
Yeah, so thank you, Leon. But just before we go to Joseph, I just want to ask you this question. So, what do you think some of the causes of mental health, and what are some of the causes of mental health?
So mental health, right? In general, mental health, there is not one cause of mental health, right? It's a lot, right? And we look at it at a very, very broad scale. So, for instance, if you have someone, so let's look at the financial aspect of it, right? Someone who is very, very broke, has no source of income, has no money whatsoever, have nobody depending on them, can fall into mental health breakdown, right? Someone who has lost their loved ones that are very dear to them. For instance, let's I want us to go back and look at the situation that happened in Shara community, right? A couple of weeks ago about that guy who lost an entire family. Brother, that alone is a very serious issue. Now he may be strong, but losing your loved ones, it's a whole new level of pain. So it's not just one issue, right? Finance, losing loved ones, education, right? Commitment, and believe it or not, marriages out here too. Some people are in a very toxic relationship that your mental health is not stable at the moment, right? But you are just there because for the sake of love, but then you are being abused mentally, physically, and morally, right? So not one thing that leads to mental health, a lot of them. So marriage, well, not the toxic marriage. When I say marriage, right, losing loved ones, financial obstacles can lead to mental health, right? Substance abuse can lead to mental health, right? So all of these things are all attributes that can lead
Okay.
people to mental health.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. So, Josephus, we'll just go to you. What your take on mental health issues? Josephus, if you are following, we are to you. What your take on mental health issue? Okay. So, Josephus just dropped. We'll be back. So, we have other topics that we'll go to, but just before then, I was just weighing a little on the issue of mental health. Like you were saying, I just noticed some of the causes of mental health for you because you are venturing into that profession. And it's a field of you that you are looking into. So we need to hear more from you because you basically do have more expert opinion when it comes to mental health issue. But it's a serious issue. When you experience it during the launch, there was this guy who came on the stage while the program early on, and you can know that he suffered from some mental health issue. Um, but substance abuse is one of the major issue that causes mental health, especially in this our society. Like for your society, is more advanced that depression, marital issue, all of this causes mental health. But the common one we have on this side is substance abuse. Young people venturing into drugs and drugs abuse is the common thing of mental health. And there are other organization, youth-based movement that are into that. Like the brother on the show last week, and we also involved into similar initiative how we can and we'll talk to some of our colleagues, disadvantaged, how they can try to rehabilitate them. But the more risky aspect before entering, so Josepha is back. I'll just go to him so he can give his take on mental health issue.
Are you hearing me? Am I
Josepha,
live?
Yeah, you are.
yeah, we are getting you.
Okay, so we kind of facing a serious network problem yet in Magidi, specifically Habil, where the rain is really, really falling. So yeah. But however, the issue about mental health, it is a concern for everyone. It is a national concern that have relied on the shoulder of not only the government of the Republic of Liberia, but also we as citizens individually. The issue of mental health, you will not understand until you get to observe a person being formed within a habit. You know, sometimes it breaks me down when I see somebody who cannot speak out. You know, first of all, let us be grateful to God that some of us has everything. Probably even not be 100%, but the 75%, it is a gratitude to God. Because now, people, the aspect of mental health, it came from different backgrounds, different perspectives. Eh, like they won't look at somebody looking at slaughter, looking at Bobo. We're looking at person cannot speak how good. There should be there should be there should be a medical prescription a medical uh, instruction a medical a methodology that should be given to us tomorrow. If you happen to go to speak to those people who have been found in a mental health setting, how are you to go there? And what are you to go tell them? See, in Liberia, how many mental homes they have in Liberia? Let's take Liberia big case study. How many mental homes they have in Liberia that are facilitating the aspect of mental health? It is true. At times, people give drugs. People, a humanitarian go out of the country, come down to Liberia, save other. But how many times those people visit the psychiatric home? How many times people visit the mental health home, donating something. So for me, I believe that mental health is just a very big something that we all need to put our hand on deck and say, I gotta work on it. Somebody sad me. I don't really like to
Okay.
speak to mental health
Thank
because
you.
it's been as well.
Thank you so much, Joseph. We gotta move on. We have other topic to discuss, but we'll stick to you as we move on to our next topic here for tonight. We're looking at youth leadership and political participation. Looking at youth voices in the society in political enrichment. Um, youth voices missing in decision making. Barriers to youth participation in politics. We're looking at money. We're looking at age limit. We're looking at party structure. Looking at building credible youth leadership beyond slogans, not just slogans, not just battle cry. How do we move from protest to policy action, people? So we'll start with you, Joseph, then with Colo Leon.
Yeah, you see, youth leadership is something that the 21st century of our youth, people of our 21st century, youth of our 21st century are lacking of. Some of us don't even know the aspect of leadership, the 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 outlines, the criteria, the strategies of being a leader. For me, I see I see no reasons of people getting on the street protesting. It is true. As an advocate, as an activist, there are so many ways in which you struggle, even though you are speaking for the voiceless, even though you are raising concerns for the voiceless, you are raising national issues, you are raising issues that affect societal's growth. But there should be a procedure. Can we take it to pen and paper? Can we address the government through a letter, through our social media platforms? Can we address the government? We got radio stations, we got newspapers. You think when we are addressing the government or institution to those require organizations, you think it will be better? And for all occupying the street, in fact, even if we take the street, let's say for instance, you spend over 3 to 4 hours in the street protesting, no one will hear you. Nobody. But I think if you go to this present, if I have issue with Leon and I want to raise a concern, and let me be able to meet Leon face to face, read Leon paperly, and submit that document, keep one of the documents, and then see how best to schedule a meeting with Leon. Talk to Leon. Chief, this is what the youth of the 21st century lack of. Can you think we can do it this way? And brainstorm ideas. I think the best idea could be suitable for us. Thank you ever so much.
Yeah, so thank you, Joseph, for weighing in on youth participation. So we'll go to Leon. Leon, what I take youth leadership and youth participation in politics.
Yes. So, Comer, thank you so much. So, if you look at the youth participation in politics, and if it comes to youth leadership, as someone who has been into youth leadership for a very long time, right, ranging from the church aspect to the student body process, right? I can tell you for a fact that uh singing battle crowd does not make you a better leader. Let's put that out there, right? Youth leadership is very important for a society. Now, I want to focus that to Liberia, right? Many of our young people today, right, who are singing battle cries up and down the country, right, they are left out of the decision making of the party because they are being controlled by other others and other leaders that are from within that party, right? Now, if you as a young person trying to enter in youth leadership or to enter in youth politics, you first need to have money, right? Because you have to do your political campaign out of those great stuff. But some of our youth today in Liberia, they are being used by other figures who are already in the political aspect, right? So you will see a very young visionary youth who you know for a fact can be a lawmaker today, be a very good lawmaker, but then they allow themselves to be used by the people who are already in the seat, right? So what I can say to that is we need our youth to stand up. Do not sing battle cry. Well, battle cry is good, but you need to step up. We as young people need to step up and to build a real youth leadership, right? Young people, we as young people, we have to go beyond the slogans and beyond the protests and beyond the battle cry. To have a youth involvement in youth leadership, we need to be there needs to be educated about governance, not just thinking about battle cry. They need to be educated about governance. They need to be honest. They need to have community service and leadership trained, right? Now, government here and there, we see for a fact that most of our young people here, they do not have the experience. So all they do is just go there and sing battle cry, but then forgetting that they're allowing themselves to be used. So until we as young people cannot allow ourselves to be used by the older figures who are already in the house, we will not have a solid youth leadership. Our voice will not be heard on the seat of a table. So battle cry is good, yes, but do not center yourself around battle cry. Protest takes you nowhere. Get involved. Get involved in your district. Get involved in your community. Get involved in your church. Do something as a young person so that we can see where you are and what we can build up. Battle cry does not help it, but instead get involved.
Yes, so thank you, Leon. Do something. That was your closing action. People, there's need instead of just waiting to be used during political period acts, battle cry, but get involved. Do something. Be part of the decision making process. So I was just weighing my 2 cents on this. You see, there's the structure of political activities is not in favor of young people. And here's why I say so. Looking at political party, there's this thing they call youth wing and the youth congress. So it is a limitation right there for young people of the potential young people group themselves to a auxiliary group of the party called youth congress or youth wing. And then the national executive committee of the party, that political party that make all the decision of that party, you will not have no young people interested in that. You get all the young potential people being fighting on that one leadership. So it is a system that is already built against young people in political process. And another thing is, another barrier is the issue of age limit. There's this age limit in the constitution, and you must be this age before you partake in political process, where you contest for representative, where you contest for senator. But there's well, you'll be 18 and you vote, but you can be 18, you can be 19, you can be 20 in context. So these are area issue that area again. So this political system area is set. If a friend of mine, she said, she came to the I cross or joined the political party. She said, I'm not joining the women wing. That's a limitation right there. I will wait and wait for convention, and if I can, my other said to other people in the party and set political project, because the women wing will just be an exonerate. So you have 10, 20 potential, women will be left, as we all the youth congress, the youth wing, you have more potential to be left in our structure, and the one person from there would be in the policy making decision of that party, and on the national level. And somebody also told me that about we political leadership after the process. We have Ministry of Youth and Sport, and that is being presided over by somebody in the 50 who is beyond, youth. How will you seek, how will you seek the interest of young people if you are saying that you already passed your youthful stage, and but it's an issue, and the youth political leadership is a serious issue, that we as young people we need to rise up. We need to think differently, and if we actually want, we shouldn't just focus on the youth, the conquest leadership or youth, and challenge some of these people, in the National Executive Committee, partake in political leadership, contest. We do have a slogan say we are not too young to be, but what are we waiting for to be? So that challenge ourselves as we move forward. So yes, thank you. It's good that we have this conversation to see how we can build on to it and forward. So we'll move forward to the next topic, and we'll start with you, Leon. So we are looking at youth entrepreneurship and empowerment.
Yeah, I think we have all waiting when it comes to youth empowerment and entrepreneurship. I want to focus on the aspect of entrepreneurship, right? You see, as young Liberians, right, or who are in Liberia or in the diaspora, we have to understand that entrepreneurship can become a real it can make you to become self-resilient, right? Instead of waiting for government jobs, instead of waiting for, just like you said, because you supported an auxiliary called the youth wing of ABC, or the youth movement of ABC, you become fully dependent on the government job. But if you, as a young person who is doing something for yourself, right? A small business. Liberia is a very rich country. Where that's why I admire guys that do the Z t-shirt, right? I admire the guys that do the content me t-shirts. Now these are young Liberians who are not government dependent. Well, are they going to accept something from the government? Yes, they will. But they are not government dependent because they are youth entrepreneurs. They're not waiting on somebody to tell you what to do for money. They already start doing something. But the problem that we have in our country is our young people are too lazy, right? Brother, we know Liberia, we all know Liberia. Let me switch action. We all know that Liberia not easy. Like we know Liberia hard, right? But you graduate from school, you get bachelor degree, and then you sit out to your home. Who found job for you? Sit down there, you get a bachelor degree, right? You graduate with we sign your presence up and down here. But then with your degrees, you sit under your house, you fold in your hands what you want for somebody to go draw hunt for you. That's not how it works. Do something. So as young entrepreneurs, it's very important that we look at the entrepreneurship of this entire thing, right? Instead of being government dependent, or because you work with the youth wing, the youth wing or NIMBA or whatever, do something. Start yourself a small business. Promote yourself, right? There's Facebook, there's YouTube, there's TikTok, there's Instagram. A lot of ways people can make money. There's content creating, right? There's podcasting. Just get out of your comfort zone. Do get yourself into business. Do something. Do not wait for the government to give you a job. And in doing that, I think one of the biggest problem with that too is the fact that something to start up with, right? But still, even as that, you always have the ability to empower yourself. I believe in self-empowerment, right? Once you empower yourself, be your own boss, right? Once you empower yourself today and tomorrow, you'll realize that you will build yourself, you'll build your network of people who are already in the business. If I want to do share business in Liberia right now, I'm going to surround myself with people who are already done the business, who are going to help me to find my way. But we as Liberians, we are young people, we say that too much depend on the too much government job, my brother. There are a lot of people in the House of Representatives. Tell me because you supported the president, I mean the president gotta get a job. You support it for the nation. So what I can say is do something for yourself, empower yourself, Start yourself a business. Go be a classroom teacher. Nothing wrong with that. Classroom teacher, volunteer. Just don't sit home and depend on the government to get you job. That's not how it works. Go hustle, empower yourself, start up a business, and let's see. Let's see if your story will not be if your story will not change. It's going to change. But just don't sit home and depend on government job. It's not going to happen. Empower yourself as young people.
Yeah, that it there from Leon. Empower yourself. Don't just sit home. Do something, something meaningful, something that is profitable, something that will put food on your table at the end of the day. So yeah, Ford, what's your take on youth entrepreneurship and empowerment?
So there are three things I want to say quickly. You see, the issue about youth empowerment and entrepreneurship, there are three bases fundamental, and the first one has to do with the issue about volunteerism. Our these days youth are not willing to be a volunteer of any institution. They are not willing to volunteer their services. Look, like Leon said, right? We shouldn't put all of our strength to government, relies on the government, say the government should provide jobs for us. The issue about entrepreneurship is turning nothing into something. Turning nothing into something. I hope you hear me clear.
Yeah, we are
So,
getting you.
so let's look at the issue of the mini business in Liberia. That's another way of making something for yourself. You may not have card. You may not be office at Echo may be blowing you, but at least your $500, putting your $500 on your on your singer and passing around the community, turning out 500 to 1,000. It will be okay. What will be your outcomes in the next 3 to 4 weeks to come? You think that instead of 500, you'll be like 1,000 plus? So the volunteerism aspect is our people, our these day youth kind of volunteer their services. But people are not willing to work with our pay. Everything, brother, you live in Liberia, take a statistics, just walk around. There is nothing you tell a young guy that you won't request for money. He will definitely request for money. And there is nothing a young guy like you, like myself, like Leon, will want to form part of when there is no money, there is no compensation into it. And our solving our society. So I think the best way we can empower ourselves is to turn nothing into something. Thank you ever so much.
Yeah, so thank you, Ford, for that. So you said turn nothing into something. Be innovative and empower yourself as young person. So I was just weighing on this youth entrepreneurship and empowerment. It's good. As young people, we instead of just sitting always waiting for somebody to come and help us, why can't we and look around and entrepreneurship, innovation is solving issue, basic issue around. And I interact with more young people, more entrepreneur on a daily basis because these are some of the work we do. We work with small businesses to have wash out with them almost every month. And some of the challenge they actually share is access to finance. They may have, some people have the idea, some people want to do something, but the access to finance, the loan, for example, you want to do something, for example, you want to say soap, and you want to take money from the bank, the percent, the interest rate, the bank will charge you 25%, and they will need you to pay within the first month. So more people, even though other people don't want to, but some a lot of young people that involved into entrepreneurship, that into innovation, they also face some challenges that we need to discuss, especially access to finance and capital, because you may have the idea, you may want to do something, you want this, but you may not have that support, you may not know that uncle or that auntie, you may not have that parent that way. procure financially, and you want to source finance from other alternative means, that is the bank. The trust issue with Liberians businesses is a serious issue with that. The interest rate is another serious issue with that, that affect entrepreneur. Even even people that have started, because government initiative do not affect everybody. You know, there are going to be little that will benefit from grant, from government grant. But there are broke other young people that are involved. I want to give it out to them. There are other people who are sitting, but some of those people that are doing something, and they give it out to them also, appreciate them, and recognize their challenges they face, and especially financial issue. So yes, I think we have exhausted our topic for tonight. But Leon, I want to come to you. Anything what we can discuss, national issue, trending issue that you want to weigh in?
Yes. So I know for me, I'm a very big supporter of sports, right? Especially when it comes to the national county sports meets, right? I know for a fact that the national county sport meet is currently happening, right? And several counties have phased over. So let me just take over. Let me just borrow about 20 minutes of our time real quick, and let's discuss this. So we have been following. I don't know if you have been following, but I've been following the issue of the Grand Cape Mount protest against Lofa, that Lofa County defeated about, I think, one more additional first division player that they're supposed to have in Francis Doe. And then there were protests here today. A lot of contracting report coming from journalists in Liberia saying that Lofa County move forward, and so is Grand County move forward, and then the Italian coach, the Italian trained manager is now preparing his county to go and face, and face the next round. So I just want to know, what is your input about that, considering the National County Sport Meet to be the biggest tournament in Liberia.
Yeah, so with that information, the Ministry of Youth and Sport were clear that the first hearing for that protest fight against Lofa was today. So there haven't been any result for that hearing whether came out Lofa will advance for the issue of Lofa kind feeding more first division player against the county main rules. That's the issue for Kidman. But to authenticate that fact that today was the first hearing, also Granger also filed protest against Basso also as well. So the both protests were, the hearing was today, and then maybe tomorrow or Monday we may be getting information on even so, but there's no final information on even so whether came and qualify or not for now. Till maybe tomorrow or Monday we'll hear from them. But
If
yes,
let me hear you, Diego. Ambassador Grams, let me hear you. What is your opinion on that matter, considering that the National County Sport Meet is the biggest tournament in Liberia? So now we're having to hear that there have been some foul play happening in the tournament before the knockout stage. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Leon, a few that have been a little bit down on the internet due to something. But the protest of Grand Bazaar protest, I guess a Grand Bazaar protest, even though I didn't follow it in detail, but I guess a Grand Bazaar protest is settled because Grand Bazaar, the future have been June, and Grand Bazaar is actually playing um, much rather. But the issue about Lofa and Cape Mount, I can't really speak to that.
No, but even there was a feature per the Ministry of Youth and Sport page on Facebook that has Lova County got its own feature. So Baza and Lova, just they're hanging here right now until we have a final decision per the Ministry of Youth and
Yeah,
Sport.
but equally so, Leon, equally so, we I don't think the project is really a major something Grand Bazaar and that of how you call it, bro. The other thing is Grand Bazaar project is not really major, but the major one that people all eyes is on is the issue about low fat and green cayman. Yeah.
Mm. Uh, yeah. Okay. Lastly, I want us to do a little quick chat. Let me get everybody opinion right. I well, I think so. A couple of days ago, I was showing on Facebook, and then somebody had posted about, okay. Here's what I was talking about actually. So I know here we are known very non-political platform, but it's interesting. We have some political issue. So I listened to Honorable Sir Joseph clip today in Lofa that he's enjoying more peace and security in this administration than he had experience in past administration. So do you think that that's strategic, given that he was a CDC member, he left CDC? Is he like backfiring back at the CDC, or he's just doing that because he's trying to have a very very permanent stand in 2029 election?
So I just think that Sir Joseph is saying too much within less time since he left CDC. He been on CDC all through. He was happy in safe key position. But within a less period, he just been talking too much about his former friends, former colleagues. But politics may scream big feathers, so it may be strategic for Unity Party at this point because you need support, or the government need people on the side, but it is a serious loss to CDC because Sajid is one senator that have also political party support, like he said, he have more vote than Joria in most of our country, and that is true. He have more vote as a senator candidate in Moswaro than the vote president we had in Moswaro 2023 election. So you have more people who are non-citizens that believe in him because of this Ebola hero thing. So I believe that his support to Unity Parties is strategic, not just in Thomas Farah, these two people from Lofa. But another contradicting thing is that he do have his own political party, and there's one question he has been unable to answer, whether he will contest for president, because he's a still brother for his own political party, but he has been unable to answer that question.
I think he's being strategic, right? I think he's being strategic to see what comes, because 2029 is years away. So I mean, I don't think he's going to return to the CDC, but I also feel like he's being very strategic. He's playing his political game well. He's playing his political game well.
But another
So
good thing for him is he do not have election 2029. His
so
election
he's
is 2032.
so he's safe already. So you don't have to worry about. So
He's
he's
safe
very.
already. Yeah, you're not worried about
So,
2029.
yes, but let me hear you. Let me hear you, Pastor Grams. What is your intake about Sir Joseph?
So the my intake on San Jose is that there's a strategy that San Jose is trying to put into place. But let's watch the strategies and see as to whether he gain it or lose it. Because you see, the kind of multiple parties are being created. Musa Hassan Belete bringing on a party. Those people, I don't really understand, bro. But all I can say is, Sajoza, Sajoza, Ebola, you,
I mean,
let's watch
remember
it.
it was the CMC is I mean CMC was bred from a district, my man. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not a CMC supporter, but don't do that. I mean, it's
I
counted
mean,
and now we'll
CMC
see.
is CMC, honestly, Musa Bede, that will be president from all fat, but he just admit he will be president. I can call CMC the adult win, the adult win of CDC. Musa Bede is going
No,
nowhere, he do not really know what he want at this point, looking at the political space in Liberia right now, I can tell you for a fact, there are only two
no, no,
political parties,
no,
two content parties right now, CDC and Unity Party. And with the level of work the government is doing, and the government is continuing to do, the image we have built, the government is building outside the national community, and CDC is far from presidency. And before I talk about CMC, when I hear 50,000 votes, so they are not yet what we very consider themselves as major contender.
So the very next time I'm hosting the show, I will try to make it more political. What we have representative from you from all different angles of the politics, just to hear you guys' opinion prior to 2029, right? Because to see, because it sounds like some good things from the government, but there's somebody who want to come out there and debunk what you are saying. So it'll be a very good debate. We'll have panelists from CMC, panelists from Unity Party or such as the government. But yeah, so last night while we were asleep in America here, the president of the United States of America and President Donald J. Trump, he launched a missile right extract in Nigeria. Uh, well, are you following the story? He launched an extract in
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Nigeria, targeting the Muslims who have been killing Christians. So, what say you on that matter, Carmen? What say you on that matter? Because the president have first warned them that it will not be something something good, and then they now the Secretary of War posted that President Trump warned them, right? So there's more to come. So what's happening? What say you on that whole aspect with the U.S. government launching some airstrike in Nigeria right now?
The US actually took everyone as surprise, because when Donald Trump first spoke about the issue in Nigeria that he will react, some Nigerians, some civil society group, there are more Nigerians that are even speaking, say, oh, America just want their resources, and they were like against America going in their own sovereignty, their own sovereign nation, and doing that. But we forget, I totally forget that Donald Trump was going to react because of the kind of reaction we've been following for Nigeria. Even the president also spoke. But when it happened this morning, I listened to the foreign minister from Nigeria, and said before the strike, and he and the Secretary of State, they spoke for 90 minutes on the phone, and they even provide intelligence for that. And what I can say today is Donald Trump is a man of the world, and anything he says, he does, because the issue in Nigeria is a long standing issue about terrorist group that targeting persecuted Christians. The Boko Haram, especially the northern part of Nigeria, is a very issue. They should be glad. But the narrative for Nigeria, our own TikTok, because I follow most of the content creators out on TikTok, their previous statement against America when Donald Trump actually said he's going to attack, he's going to intervene in the situation, it has changed. All of them are saying different thing right now. So, but it's good, and America is. I can tell people that America is the war police, and Donald Trump, he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy to deal with.
So just before I take Mr. Grams, Ambassador Grams, if you want to call on the show tonight to give your opinion, the number is WhatsApp number is +678-693-0180. Or you can call Comer Debe. You gotta put your number up, my man, for to put it on the screen. So
It will not go now because I'm using the phone. I'm not using my computer for the show tonight. So
yeah, so if eventually we have to have a Liberian number and a USA number, but
yeah.
the number is on the screen. You can call on that number, and if you also have some things that you want to discuss, and if you are interested in being on the show as a guest, reach out to Comrade Dipet on Facebook, right? Or we have Ambassador Grams on Facebook, and then we'll see how best we can get you. If you are celebrating a birthday and you need a special shout out, we got you. Just communicate with the team back home, back in Liberia, and myself. Then we'll be able to formulate it. So let me hear you. Maybe Comrade Grams. So what is your intake on the entire airstrike thing for Nigeria?
Bro. I don't, bro. I can say anything. I can speak to that, please.
No
What
man,
do you
he's scared of Donald Trump.
yeah, John?
No, not issue about skeleton, right? But I just told you I've been facing a small issue, so I don't want to say something LB, outside of what happened. I didn't follow that something. Yeah, so
I
I
was
don't want to speak to
I
that.
was just I was just providing information that I was just an opinion, man. You don't have to, but it's okay. We're gonna respect that. We're gonna respect that. We're gonna respect that. We're trying to be biased here. But come on, the bell. I will I'll hand your show back over to you, my man. You don't hold to today. Just if you don't, you can close us. But I mean that's all I'll talk about real quick.
Yeah. So thank you for this short interaction. But I think we should include current event in our show next time, moving forward.
Yeah, if you have any current event for us, you can let us know. We got about 6 minutes before the.
No, I'm just saying in the next show to come and continually we should be
Oh
discussing
yeah,
current and national issue and
yeah. We'll try
on
to
the
do.
show.
We'll
Yeah,
try to do national issues. We'll try to do national issues.
yeah. So, but it is good. We'll just close up. So, Joseph, you can do your closing.
I'm scared of Chong. I'm scared of Chong.
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah,
Leon,
yeah.
I'm not afraid to talk. Leon, I'm not afraid to talk. So let me say thank you to the many listeners out there, our friends, followers of the Central TV. Want to say thank you. Central TV is doing well, not only in Liberia, not only in America, but also we see how best to push the game forward so that the world can witness us, the world can attest to some of our advocacy, to some of our activism, and to some of our empowerment towards societal growth. So thank you ever so much, Jeff, for hosting us tonight, and I pray that we unite and see our best to flush ahead. Thank you ever so much.
So yes, thank you, Joseph. I will just close for my end. Then Leon will just take us home tonight. So thank you to all our panelists, Joseph, and Leon, for the show tonight. It was great. We look forward to having a wonderful time on our next edition of the Youth Prime Time. As we go on tonight, for my end here is 9:16. So we thank all our viewers, our followers for following us tonight. That keep engaged and as we continue on this discussion. Thank you. So Leon, we'll go to you to just your closing, then we can call it a
Thank
day.
you. So I want to thank all of you, our panelists, for being here tonight. We know for a fact it is post Christmas, right? So some of our panelists are still there enjoying themselves. That's why the full panel is not here. I want to thank you for watching us. Continue watching us on our Primetime Friday. We do bring you the show every Friday. On here on Soundtrack TV on YouTube. We'll be going live on Facebook by mid-January. So we're excited. We're excited about that. And we can let you know that we are officially a TV channel now in Liberia. So we'll keep posted for that. So we thank all of you for being here with us tonight. We want to say we will see you on Monday. Uh, rest assured when I see como tiver host nenhum show money, you'll be surprised. I be man. But we thank you for being here, and that's how we like to put the show to an end. And thank you so much, guys.
All right, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Central TV. I love to